Live from Los Angeles, it's LA's Feminist Idol. We searched far and wide for Los Angeles' best feminist art pitches to receive a $1,000 commission and premiere on the Music Centers for the Love of LA, on the Music Center's social media platforms, and on the Music Center offstage in March 2021. And we've culled the list down to the top 19. Tonight, join us as we watch the finalist pitches and join your hosts as we choose 2 of our 3 selected artists. And of course, stay tuned to vote for your favorites to advance to the Music Center's digital space and receive $1,000 to complete their projects. Action! Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this evening's program, LA's Feminist Idol. I'm Mandy Harris-Williams. I'm the programming director at the Women's Center for Creative Work.
And I'm Kamala Puliganla. I'm the communications and marketing director at the Women's Center for Creative Work. And we are so excited to welcome you to the first ever LA Feminist Idol. For those of you tuning into our programming for the first time, Wccw is a feminist organization out of Los Angeles where we cultivate creative work that models and explores the radical transformations necessary in our world. We are building toward new futures, which sounds nebulous because so is the future, but it involves everything from studying in book clubs and building processes for redistributing resources to collaborating on art projects and engaging our imaginations and experiences in community discussions.
I'm recalling actually a fine evening when we could all be together in real space where we met years ago at the Women's Center for Creative Work. I think it was a party after a critical event, which is a balance that's very important to us. I actually think though that it is an important factor because, fun community building is really a base, building block for the more difficult and, more critical sorts of conversations that we're looking to have at the Women's Center for Creative Work. And I really think of that space as a true social, but also socially engaged space of feminism in Los Angeles, which, sorry,
keep going. So let's take a look at these submissions. Applicants came from all over Los Angeles County, submitting 1-minute videos where they pitched their proposals. Some of these pitches were really interesting creative projects in and of themselves, and we're showing you the top 19 here today.
Throughout this special, we'll be letting you know how to vote, but perhaps more importantly, we'll be giving you details to help you follow each of tonight's applicants, their social media handles, their Venmos, Cash Apps, what have yous, and that will help you follow and support each of these artists, even if they are not those who are eventually selected for the $1,000 commission. All right, so first up, we've got Paige Emery. Let's go ahead and just get right into it.
Hello, my name is Paige Emery. I am an artist and activist living in Tongva territory. For this project, I propose a collective music video, which would invite the community to remotely take part in somatic practices to cultivate connection with our bodies, with each other, and with the earth. Listening to bodily feelings is something that has been deemed insignificant by the patriarchy. Reconciling with embodiment is something that we collectively need. This is how we are empathetic, how we feel for each other and with each other to build a stronger community. And it is with empowerment of bodily connections that we can create radical feminist futures. Participants would film themselves remotely partaking in facilitated somatic practices. These videos would be intertwined together into a collective music video, an enmeshment of community through the power of movement and sound. Thank you.
We're supposed to talk now or after?
We're supposed to talk now. We're supposed to react live.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Pacey James and I am stoked to be applying for this opportunity. I've shared it with a few of my friends too, so I'm really hoping I see some amazing art coming out of this. I am a musician and I am currently recording an EP, and one of the songs on my EP is about miscarriage, and as a trans masc presenting person, I think that this is an issue to me that I would love to put a video to that really describes some of those experiences being like shame of, can I sing about this, can I connect with this pain as someone who doesn't want to be a childbearing person even though I have childbearing parts, and also just, you know, knowing trans masc people who have children and that's what they wanted to do and they wanted to carry. So I would love to put a video to this. I am really excited about this and would love to do this as part of this project. So check out my music and let me know what you think.
Nobody told me, and I haven't felt pain like this.
This is going to be hard because we're talking about really personal, kind of painful experiences that people are just sharing in a one-minute video.
Difficult. You know what this honestly, and this is why we're having this special, because the reality is that people from marginalized communities, whenever they are like pitching work, many times, myself included, that when I'm pitching work, I'm having to like bring up this trauma.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because that's where a lot of the work that we make is rooted. So I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult. It makes this especially difficult, and it makes the task of selecting
I totally agree.
really hard. It makes it really hard. My job is hard. And I'm not always good at it. At a Women's Center for Creative Work, and probably not your workplace, failure is an option. It has to be.
Yeah, what if we just like, yeah.
Okay, I mean, let's keep going. I'm writing some good notes on all of these. It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard. All of these people seem like also very situated in their art practice, like they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Shall we get into...
Hello, my name is Leah Zeiger and I'm a movement artist based in Los Angeles. When I was 15, I survived a physically, sexually, and emotionally abusive relationship. Since then, I have been using dance as a way to process, express, and even celebrate my identity as a survivor. I also use my choreography as an educational tool to help teach young people about abusive versus healthy relationships. To me, feminism is more than just equality or equity among genders. I am a feminist because I dare to survive in a world that is designed to hurt me, because I choose empathy over spite, and because I believe that everyone deserves forgiveness. I don't mean that everyone deserves to be forgiven. I mean that everyone deserves to practice forgiveness in their lives. If selected, I will produce a dance film that explores what forgiveness does to the human body. Our physical vessels store the memories of our lives, and often they hold on to spite and anger much longer than we realize. Through an entirely virtual process engaging movers from around the world, I will choreograph and produce an original dance film that engages the feminist philosophy of forgiveness.
I mean, yep. it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard.
Hello, my name is Providenza Catalano. I am a fat, queer, genderful performance artist and writer. With these funds, I will create a short film solo performance that highlights the simultaneous hyper-invisibility and visibility of fat people in life and culture. Recently, I posted a TikTok that asked, "Where are the fat people on this app?" In a few days, that video received over 600 comments, many of which saying that they are here, but they don't make videos in fear of fatphobic comments. This harassment eliminates us from the public sphere by destroying our impulse to create and replacing that impulse with a shared fear and understanding that people will always attack our bodies before they engage with our humanity, let alone our art. The way that fat phobia has insidiously woven itself into the completely overt and simultaneous mundane is a form of daily psychological warfare. This is further complicated by race, gender, and ability. I want fat people to have a public legacy, and you can help me do that. Thank you.
I mean, I'm a big Providenza fan.
Same.
So I'm gonna have to check the fangirl behind at the studio door. And I'm going to have to select. We're selecting, we're not judging.
Just selecting.
Just selecting. I will have to select with just this application. But what is great about this process is that we're learning about a lot of the work that people want to make, and potentially we'll have another opportunity to run LA Feminist Idol.
I know, I really like this as an introduction to a bunch of artists who are making really cool work. I also have seen a lot of different kinds of Enza's work, and it's all pretty entertaining.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into this next video.
Hi! We're proposing a short film that deals with some of the specific instances we've had with gender dysphoria and gender euphoria during the pandemic.
I am Panda Landa. I am a Joshua Tree-based filmmaker, and I will be filming and editing this short film.
And I'm Eva. I'm a Los Angeles-based musician and songwriter, and I created the song we'll be setting the film to, and I'll be moving with Panda.
Yeah, so in the film, we're both going to be using our bodies as vehicles of experimentation, using movement and gender expression.
And while gender dysphoria is never something we totally leave behind as trans AFAB folk, we hope to be able to show some of the moments that we can escape it and some of the moments that it frustrates us.
I think it was cool to see some of the video work in that video.
I agree. Yes. That was a very strong submission to me, I will say, because, and this is like free game to the artists at home, but also it's like, you know, with a very strong caveat. The free game is the closer you can represent what the final product is, the less work I have to do in my brain. Now, there's obviously a preparedness aspect to that. There's a, you know, previous funds available question to that. But it is very helpful to see.
No, it's nice. It's nice to not have to do all the imagination. I also think it's a really cool idea. I'm very curious about the different gender experiences people have had during the pandemic and how that shifted people's perspective. I think like the idea of being in public and private has really shifted over the past like year.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, we're not going to be able to we're not going to be able to judge this select. We're not going to be able to select based on the discussions we want to have. That's clear.
So what are we gonna be selecting based on?
I don't know. Like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this.
It is true. It's gonna be like a little mix. An unexpected salad of criteria.
Oh my god. Okay. Certainly will be nutritious, bountiful from like a community garden, a CSA box salad. All right, let's head into this next application video.
Quarantine queen,
trying to not get COVID-19,
but she still wants to have some fun. Keep that virus on the run. Oh, get out of my head song. Quarantine queen, help us finish this song. It's driving us crazy. We need to get it out of ourselves. And that is why Fatch Comedy is Los Angeles Feminist Idol. We are 5 fat women who do sketch comedy about fat shit. We need people to see that fat people and people of size can do just about anything anyone else can do. And we want visibility, representation, and that's what we stand for. That's what we do. That is Fatch Comedy.
Hey, Fatch, we gotta do that song. It's never gonna get out of my head.
I'm just nervous. Nervous about... I haven't made my selection.
I haven't either.
We're not gonna do any video magic here. This is live, sweating it out in the decision room.
I know, there's so many people with cool ideas.
I feel like, you know, we talk a lot in our organization about like the virtue of smallness and slowness and the virtue of expanding so that we can, you know, do more, program more people, you know. And it's in moments like this where you really feel it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm passionate about creating publicly accessible worlds outside of pre-sanctioned art space.
Body-based performances that are intended to interrupt daily expectations and forge ruptures in our autopiloted routines.
I'm curious to embody the types of women that were sold on not being as a rallying cry against capitalist, white supremacist, ableist, patriarchal fueled shame. Anger, Feet, Hair is my performance project founded by characters who exist outside of the constrictive male gaze. Their names are Miss Pigworm, the girl expressing rage, Deadly Feet, the woman with a body part she's been made to feel ashamed of, and Afterbirth, the bearded lady.
I truly believe that the eradication of internalized shame is a necessary step on the road to abolition.
The performances will happen in public, on internet chat sites, and for documentation purposes.
I look forward to sharing this vision with you.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I want to become the next feminist idol so I can create a space where kids like me can explore their creativity. Over the year of 2020, I got really interested in anime. Through anime, I learned ways to express myself. I want to teach kids how to draw anime in ways that allow them to express themselves.
The anime was cute. I love the young people getting involved.
The young people also wanting to express themselves. I think that's really cool. And so important too.
Hi, my name is Tempe Hale. I'm a Los Angeles filmmaker, visual artist, and animator. This year, in the middle of the pandemic, my father passed away. I decided to cope with it by starting to hike at night. I felt really powerful in a way that I hadn't felt before. And I started thinking of myself as a woman and not a girl. so I thought, how fun would it be to make a 3 to 5 minute film with film noir tropes and animated elements to tell the story of a body found in the hills and discovering that that body is mine. It's about someone uncovering themselves. I would be really honored and excited at the chance to create this project, and thank you for your consideration.
My name is Leo. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a multidisciplinary artist with a social practice focus. Right now, I'm working on a project around developing community rituals around grief, loss, and political disenfranchisement. The part of this project that I'm really excited to share with the Women's Center for Creative Work is a digital zine that I am putting together, where I'm going to be compiling data from surveys and interviews.
I like the idea of remote creative practices. Like many people
like this.
Come on, you know we're just across from one another in Studio A at the Women's Center for Creative Work. All right, let's get into the next one.
Hi, my name is Raven Stevenson, and I'm a cinematographer and photographer here in LA. But one of the most important things to know about me is that I'm a very spiritual person and a deep believer in alternative healing therapies. So, let me tell you a little bit about my project. The photo series is about reimagining tarot cards with real people, locations, and sets. The series will use classical elements from the Rider-Waite cards with a mix-in of modern fashion and sometimes music video aesthetic featuring Black women and femmes. This project is really about getting Black women and femmes to the front of a movement and culture that they are the roots of and still today's greatest influencers in. I will be selecting a few cards from the Major Arcana deck and recreate them with models casted from the alternative healing and spiritual community. Age diversity is important in the casting. Thank you for watching. I really hope you check out tarot cards for yourself now.
You know, as I'm looking over these, some are timely in this like broad sphere. Some are timely in a more focused sphere. And like some are timely in like a light way. And some are timely in a serious way.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, I mean, it's really difficult to compare them in this same frame. It's true. I mean, maybe we can find a little diversity within our selections that we feel like kind of spreads out the spectrum.
Perhaps, but also perhaps there's something to like picking out the things that seem to be most repeated or like have the most emphasis, or seem to be most resonant. Of course, we're not controlling it all.
And in fact, the people watching will have their say too.
That's right. The people at home will have their say as well by voting online. Vote early. Get online. Bring a snack. Any other tips for wear your mask?
Give your neighbor a ride.
And perhaps it's all online, no voting by mail. I'm sorry, you had some other tips for voting, Kamala?
Oh no, I don't have any tips for voting. You have to vote with your heart. That's, you know, it's a mix of your heart and your head, but you have to feel good about it afterwards.
Yeah. You have to.
In my work, I aim to elevate and champion the voices of people who are fighting to build a more just and equitable society. I've traveled around the world telling the stories of other femme creatives and would love the chance to highlight LA native and multimedia artist Jacqueline Romine, whose resilient voice and outspoken fearlessness make her the perfect candidate for the next LA's Feminist Idol. Thank you.
Well, I think that project should be made. I'm hoping if we don't choose it, somebody else will. Let's go to the next one.
I'm Kat Mahata, a queer, non-binary Punjabi Euro-American singer, producer, writer, musician, and dancer. In this time of isolation and fear, I want to create a sonic, aesthetic, and choreographic representation of pure and abundant tenderness within oneself, between beings, between creature and earth. I have a team of queer and femme and POC dancers, visionaries, designers, and video artists who I share ideals with to help me manifest it. We are tender, brilliant, boundless creatures trying to survive an incessant compassion drought. We want to share love that is so glorious our oppressors will be immobilized by its beauty and power.
Is there maybe like just even in my representational mind, there's something that like makes it difficult for me to watch. Like whenever I watch anything on TV now too, I'm kind of thinking about it. Like, was this filmed before the pandemic or after the pandemic? Like, how risky was this set? I'm my own biggest killjoy.
I was like, wow. People have told me that's their experience. It still seems natural for me for people to be together. So I hope I don't personally lose that.
I don't mean to be so judgmental. I'm just concerned. I'm concerned and I'm protective. And it's my job too. If I'm giving somebody, you know, like a commission to do this work and somebody gets sick, I'm responsible.
I mean, yes and no, I think.
You're right. We also did ask all of the 19 finalists to sign a release waiver.
Right? Yeah, you're not their parent.
You're right. Well, I can already tell that it's going to be fun to pick these two finalists because you're really forcing me to think in new ways.
Good, I'm glad. I feel like that was my presence and like, you know, that's what I'm supposed to do here. The next video, let's watch the next video.
Look to the sky. The stars are saying do not name us, for we are always changing. Definitions 1. A girl followed me into a female designated toilet last night to let me know she thought I didn't belong in there. I let her know as best as I could she was an idiot. And as a female, I was just following instructions like girls are supposed to. Though she did not realize she was in a way correct. None of us belong in there. We should be shitting and pissing and bleeding in meadows, in dark forests and in streams. But the land is no longer free, and we have paved it with asphalt and lies. And women learn to hate each other and ourselves. So I'll urinate in my designated girl box and hate myself for so much, but tell that girl to piss off. New Moon Hermosillo.
That was a lot of mood. I really like this mode of storytelling. I've always aspired to be able to tell stories while playing the keyboard, but alas, I'm not there yet.
I couldn't agree with you more. Literally, yes.
Yes.
No need for me to add, because storytelling with synth is top notch.
I know. Also, storytelling about like harrowing bathroom experiences, like would listen to more.
Yeah. And I guess that's why you give people money to make work, right? Or is it that simple?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We got to see all the videos first.
Hi, my name's Hallie Nickerson. I'm a multidisciplinary artist based here in LA, and if I'm chosen as one of LA's feminist idols, I will continue producing and expand a recent experimental video work of mine titled Waiting to Exhale, Breathe Now, Breathe Easy, and essentially I'd be finishing and releasing the full-length version as well as an extended cut to be viewed and screened on the site. The video work has core components of endurance performance and contains key elements of text and music, particularly Whitney Houston's Exhale Shoop Shoop, and also rhythm and blues and black music. Along with this, I would be releasing and sharing writing that's centered around the work and also ground similar topics.
I love that idea.
Me too.
As Married Fatality, we are Mango and Summer, a non-binary Kapampangan Filipinx and Pakistani Muslim transnational performance art duo and graduates from Honors UCLA, Gender Studies, Labor Studies, Sociology, and the LGBTQ Studies program. We harness interdisciplinary arts, grassroots community-based learning from growing up and organizing in LA, and equip queer trans feminist practice towards abolition and anti-imperialism. Our cocoon webs are healing justice practice spaces mobilizing transnational cutie BIPOC calls to action between Turtle Island, Kashmir, and Mindanao. On December 12th, we co-released our first EP, Cocoon Webs.
We will co-create a music video for a song in validation, a primal outcry to constantly being romantically, culturally, and politically objectified and projected on. Our music video will allow us to outwardly shape-shift into our unapologetic wildness removed from the cis-male, white colonial gaze, and even from our trans and queer kin who replicate these violent paradigms. Through our own reclamation, we welcome in the space for other marginalized bodies to heal and reflect on their invalidation, creating a web of collective healing, catharsis, and renewal.
Hi, I'm Talia.
And I'm Jules, and we want to create a video piece interweaving dance and audio to rediscover meaning in the words, I'm sorry.
So the video would consist of a soundscape.
You know what? Really sorry, Talia. My audio already does not. I'm going to tap out, okay?
Oh, okay. So the video would consist of a soundscape of I'm sorries in a variety of contexts. And while we hear this litany of I'm sorries, one dancer would attempt to embody a genuine apology through movement. Hey. Oh, you're sideways.
Sorry. Do you feel like you got everything?
Sorry. But yeah, I think I got it. Do you want to add anything though?
You know what? Sorry, I do. I just want to make sure that it's clear that femme and female identifying people bear so much of the burden of apologizing in this world today instead of the people we should be holding accountable for apologies, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think we got it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but sorry, my sister's been FaceTiming me and my nephew got a scooter.
Does it just end on my nephew got a scooter?
I loved it. I was entertained.
I was also entertained. The mini meta narratives really hooked me. The phrase litany of sorries, that will ring in my head.
A litany of sorries. It sounds like a dance macabre.
Hey Women's Center for Creative Work. My name is Paula Graciela Khan. My pronouns are she, they. I'm a performance artist and abolitionist of Guatemalan, Ashkenazi Jewish, Iberian lineages, and I want to be your next feminist bruja idol. By day, I work on collaborating to build out ecosystems of care to support those being released from immigrant detention centers while strategizing for more folks' releases. And to decompress from this labor of love, I've been working on releasing songs I wrote during the Trump dictatorship. And I'd love to receive your support so that I can compensate other creatives to co-produce a music video for a song I wrote addressing eugenicism. I wrote this song through satire and erotic power as strategies to intervene on militarized white supremacy. So I really do try to cast a spell through this song in the effort to demobilize and disarm colonialism. Thank you.
Hey, this is Davia Spain. I am a performance artist, musician, and filmmaker. And the project that I would create if I was chosen is an art film that features original music, original movement and performance art, and original spoken word that centers around the idea of the continual process of becoming a new version of yourself. And I would specifically zone in on the things that I was told no to as a child, the things that I'm told no to now, and turning those into yeses. And my hopes is that this is a liberatory practice that I can carry on into my regular daily life, and in a world that doesn't want to see me succeed sometimes, how can I counteract that in my own personal world? Yeah.
I've also seen Davia perform, and it's amazing, which is not exactly what's happening in this video, but you know, I also appreciate all like the clear articulation of the themes that are going to be explored.
Absolutely. We have a really tough decision to make. We didn't decide how we're going to make the decision, but here's how I want to make it. I don't want to choose anybody individually. I want to choose two people as a group.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping, actually.
Great. Let me look back over my notes. Oh, there were a lot of great submissions. All right, so Kamala, we decided to talk off camera because we were feeling like there was some sensitive material that obviously we should probably be responsible for in this capacity. But we have come to our decision, and we have our two staff-picked LA Feminist idols. You go ahead and announce one, and I'll announce one.
All right. The first one that we're going to pick is Leah's project on community healing and grief. It feels super relevant to right now and where we're at.
And similarly, we also picked Davia's project, which spoke to meditation around and potentially example for personal healing. It seemed like these were timely and really relevant, and also as kind of representatives of our organization, something that we felt was especially needed for our community right now.
Yep. I also think that they're going to approach these similar themes in two very different ways, and that sounds exciting.
Totally. And we have a little bit more experience with one of the artists, and we're kind of just meeting one of these other artists. So, yeah, it's a pretty rounded and exciting decision.
I know. I'm really excited about this decision because I'm really excited about these projects.
Absolutely. Okay, so the last LA Feminist Idol decision is up to you at home. There are instructions for how to submit your votes. And please do that over the weekend, and we will announce the winner of LA Feminist Idol on our social media, on Instagram at Women's Center for Creative Work on Monday, so please stay tuned. Again, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and everybody go make some like great feminist work.
Also, thank you to all the people who submitted. Like, it was really great to see everyone's work.
Thank you again to Carly. How many thank yous are we supposed to do? Shout out Sarah, shout out the whole team at Women's Center for Creative Work.
That's it. Have a good evening.